these things happen. It's so for us to know and repent and to send His better and amen.
We need to repent, because when all of these things start to befall you now, that is the moment for you to seek back the face of God. That is the moment for you to sit down and begin to think, God, where have I erred? This my tongue could be what has put me into trouble. Lord, I repent. Help me. Put a watch over my life. But rather, you will not do that. You will not start saying that it is devil. It is somebody that is pursuing you. It is somebody in your village that is after you. They are jealous of you. They want to seek your downfall. No. Sometimes we are the trouble and the problems of ourselves. And major problems that befall us is because of the things that we say. Is as a result of our mouth, of the words that comes out of our mouth. And when you see these things happening, you should sit down. That is a time for you to have a sober reflection, a deep thinking. You sit down and reflect. My words, are they justifying me? My words, how are they to people? In what way have I hurt through my word? In what way have I hurt somebody through my word? Have I pierced somebody and caused somebody pain, and that person is crying out, and God has heard the voice and the cry of that person and is now using it against me? That is where we need to repent and ask God for mercy. You do not blame the devil for what you know you have done for yourself, for what you know that you have brought upon yourself. You do not go about blaming the devil and your village people for it. You should sit down and have a sober reflection and ask God for mercy and ask Him to put a watch over your mouth and give you understanding and wisdom so that you will know when to speak, when not to speak, and how to talk. Verse 6 says, the righteous also shall see and fear and laugh at you. God is not asleep. And when people go to God and cry out because of what you have said to them, God will answer you. God will answer them and fight on their behalf because of what you have done. Verse 7 says, lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trust in the abundance of his own riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. He feels that his wickedness is what is keeping him alive. He no longer trusts in God anymore. He sees his power from all that he's doing. Some people, you tell them, God is really helping you. They'll tell you it's not God. Oh. It is me that is helping myself. It is me. Without God, we are nothing. We are nowhere. We should be mindful of the things that we say. Do not trust in your own strength. Know that your strength comes from God. Do not trust in your wickedness, just like verse 7 tells us. Strengtheneth himself in his wickedness, or trusteth in the abundance of his riches. You say, I am wealthy, I am rich and famous, I have this, I have that. So therefore, you can say anything. You can decide to hurt people by your words. You can trample upon people. You can do whatever thing that you deem fit. Because you feel that you are rich. You feel that you are wealthy. God is watching. God is watching. And there is always a day there is a day will come where you have to pay for all these things that you are doing. So we need to repent and seek for mercy. Verse 8 says, but I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. Now this is talking about the righteous. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. Not in my own abilities, not in my wealth, not in my wisdom, not in my knowledge, not by what you have acquired, but you are able to trust God. You are able to look unto God for His mercy that endures forever and ever and ever. It says, I will praise thee forever because thou hast done it, and I will wait on thy name, for it is good before thy saints. You trust God. You know that God has done it for you in the past. He will do it for you again. You're not trusting in your abilities. You're not trusting in your riches. You're not trusting in your connections. You're not trusting in your godfather, your godmother. You're trusting in God because He's the one that has taken you to where you are now. And He's the one that will still keep you. And He's the one that has given you strength in order for you to be able to make wealth. James chapter 3 verse 1 to 12 says, my brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Sometimes we fall astray. Sometimes we say things unknowingly. Sometimes we say some words without even knowing. And when you know that you have hurt somebody by the words that comes out of your mouth, what do? You go back to that person, you apologize, and let that person know that it was not a deliberate action. You apologize and you repent. You repent. You bridle your tongue so that you do not go about sinning. You do not go about offending people. It says, verse 4, behold also the ships, which though they be so great and are driven of fierce wind, yet they are turned about with a very small helm, with whatsoever the governor listeth.